So our layout's looking pretty good, but when I press these buttons, nothing's really happening. What you're going to need to do is associate the XML and the Java so that when you press a button, some sort of event happens in the Java code. Now you've done this already with the Just Java app, so you're going to do some similar steps now. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is copy and paste over the display for team A method, which I've provided in the instructor notes. I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, so here I am in my XML code, but we actually want to be in the Java code for this. Now, you might have mainActivity.java open in another tab, but if not, go ahead and head up to the Java folder, and then click on the first of the two, and you'll see main activity there. You can double-click to open it. Now, this is the main activity class, and it contains these code chunks called methods. What I want you to do is paste it inside of the main activity class, but not inside of any of the other methods. So let's look at where the main activity class starts. It begins up here, and I'll scroll down a little more slowly, and it ends down here. And right before the last curly brace, so not within this method, but right here. So now I'm going to paste the code using Command V. I'm on a Mac. If you're on a Windows, you can use Control V. Now, I'm seeing a lot of red, and that's actually because I don't have auto import turned on this computer. So I'm going to do that. If you're also seeing red here, that means that you're probably having the same problem. Catherine showed how to do it in Lesson 2, and I've provided a link in the instructor notes if you need to watch that video again. Okay, much better. I've still got a little bit of red. Let's resolve that right now. Okay, so I've done step 1. The next thing that you need to do is change the ID of the score text view to be Team A score. I'll also show you how to do that right now. Okay, so for this one, I'm actually going to go over to the activity main XML. All right, and now we're in our XML, and I'm going to look for the text view that displays the score. Here are my two text views, and it's this text view here that has the text 0, which is displaying the score. So I'm going to set the ID for that. I'll just go ahead and start by typing ID, and I do want an ID. Okay, and now it's giving me different options, but I'm going to use the @ plus ID, and then I'm going to type my ID in, which if you remember was team _ A _ score. Okay, cool. All right, and it should be typed like that exactly. And what you're looking for is that this word right here, team A score, matches exactly with this word right here, team A score. And once you do this, this should change from an unhealthy red color to a healthy purple color, and your display method is going to work for you. If you want to test it out, you can actually go up in your Java code to the onCreate method. Now, early on in the lesson, Catherine had mentioned that onCreate occurs right when your app starts up. So I can actually add the code here, display for team A, and give it whatever your favorite number is. Mine happens to be 8. And I should be able to see that immediately the score will get updated to 8. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run this and see if that is true. Okay, so here's my app, and it's very small, but you should be able to see that this is 8 and not 0. So I did the first 2 steps correctly, and you should test 2 to make sure that you did those first 2 steps correctly. In the next lesson, you're actually going to learn about how this code here works. But for now, just revel in the magic. Okay, now for the fun part. So I'm not going to give you instructions about how to do this, but I will link you to some videos where Catherine did very similar things. I want you to give the following behavior. When the +3 points is clicked, it should show 3. When +2 points is clicked, it should show 2. When free throw is clicked, it should show 1. Here, I'll show you on my phone. Okay, so here's what I mean. I have my app, I click the +3 points, 3 is shown. I click +2 points, 2 is shown, and I click free throw, and 1 is shown. Now, when I click +2 points again, it just shows 2. It's not adding anything yet. Now, I know this isn't the final functionality that I was looking for, but it's a good intermediate state. It's important to take intermediate goals to get you closer to the final goal. You do something small that you already know how to do, check, make sure it works, and then modify it to get what you need. So we'll start with this. And when you're done, go ahead and check this box.